All right. What's going on, guys? It's Josh Answers here from the Trading Fraternity. If you have not done so already, make sure you guys subscribe. And if you do like this video, then you could press the like button. But today I want to talk about how I made six figures trading penny stocks, as well as kind of an approach you could take. Again, I don't recommend it, and you'll kind of understand the reasons why. And I'll even talk about a penny stock that I actually invested in recently. Now, I will tell you, I do own this stock, and it's an interesting story with that one because it's a distressed asset. By no means am I going towards the penny stock world saying I'm trading those. You're not going to see that. But again, kind of like the approach I did with some of the Forex stuff, I want to make sure you guys have information that you could act on or that is just to make you better traders and smarter, more aware, all that stuff. So, and it's funny, you'll hear about that. It's a pharmaceutical company. They just got delisted, and now they're actually about to get relisted to the NASDAQ. So it's an interesting topic, to say the least. However, to begin, what I want to talk about is how I made six figures trading penny stocks. I made a good amount, and this wasn't too long ago. This was around 2014. I'll tell this was around Wolf of Wall Street came out, and everybody and their mom started trading penny stocks. It was because of the marijuana bubble or the cannabis stocks, whichever you want to call it, whichever one's, makes you feel more professional. But the thing about it is, why did I play it then? And it's kind of my justification of whether you'll see me play any penny stock. Again, I'm here for opportunity. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not going to just look at something and say, oh, it's a penny stock, I'm not going to touch that. It's not. No, I'm not that bougie with it. If there's opportunity, it's there. And what thing I've realized is that even in houses, when I do real estate, I look for distressed properties, distressed listings, almost kind of like penny stocks if you think about it. But at the same time, through my experience with real estate and with the stock world, even especially OTC, over the counter stocks, I've gotten to learn the ones where you could go to and the ones where you shouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. And that's why I do give a bad rap to penny stocks, because a lot of them are like that. And I just get mad when people try to promote that these distressed stocks and companies are worthy and have opportunity when they don't. In real estate, that's what you get sued for, actually, if you don't fail to disclose or anything. But even just like real estate, if it's sold as is without any warrants or guarantees, then you take on that responsibility. And in the stock world, you guys see the little financial disclosures. That's it. Like, even if I told you guys I need to go, I want to go, I'm in a penny stock or any stock, I have to tell you if I owned it and my intentions and plans to sell it, which I will tell you in this one. So, but that being said, you got to understand, with penny stocks, is there opportunity? Yes. Is that opportunity going to come every single day? I'm sorry, no. The reason is, when I played it, I played companies like Mine. You guys remember this? MJ&A. What was this one? Easton Pharmaceuticals. All these were under the guise of weed and cannabis. And now, why did I play it then? Because that was an opportunity. That was the first time we ever had in history marijuana legislation. And it was big hype. Companies. I even picked up a drink the other day. It was a hemp drink at the gas station, and it was a penny stock. And I was like, wow, that's funny. But a lot of people ran with it, and a lot of people understood and could see the opportunity. Weed got legalized the first time. It did, in fact, open up an opportunity in the stock market for investors to now raise capital, despite it being illegal federally. That's where there was barriers, but there was companies saying, giving their very ambitious plans of what they were going to do, and investors were hyped. So the two things I got in for was, one, it was actual legislation, and there was a decent opportunity. Even to this day, I do invest in some weed stocks. Actually, one, and it's GWPH, and that's a pharmaceutical company that has FDA approval. I hold options in it. I don't hold shares in it, so there's my disclosure. And I don't plan on selling that for years. Actually, I would probably hold that for the next couple of years. Just because, again, I do think that industry can do very well, but there is a lot of frauds in between. So, looking at that was the first reason. The second reason, I understood there was a lot of hype. Now, that's also a justification people use to play penny stocks every day. And that's kind of the issue, because people think, oh, yeah, well, it's going to be hyped, I'm going to get in there and get out. That's dangerous. With the weed stocks, there was so much hype. You could tell by these stocks. These stocks were going from 3 cents to 40 cents, and 10 cents back to 40 cents. I think mine, and I know a lot of people who made a lot of money and lost a lot of money. They went from what, 10 cents, I think less, all the way up to $4.50. And they even had a stock split. And that's what these do. Penny stocks are really designed to benefit the, scumbag owners of these companies. But that being said, those were the reasons why I did, and I got into a lot of these marijuana stocks, and I got in very, very cheap. I understood the legislation, and I knew a bunch of idiots were going to run into it. And that is one advantage of penny stocks, is that traditionally, or more often than not, you're going to be going up against unsophisticated investors. Now, is that an advantage? Sure. But where you kind of lose some of that edge is the fact that these brokerages, market makers, and now people pumping and promoting, those kind of reduce it because there's so many hands in the game. They're so illiquid, and illiquid means there's not a lot of money coming through. It increases the spread, especially. And it's weird because they're high float stocks. Traditionally, a high float stock is like taking Ford. Ford has, or Apple even has, like 5 billion shares or something like that. With so many shares, it takes a lot to move it. The thing is, with some of these penny stocks, they have high floats, so it takes a lot to move it, but then they're really cheap. So there's a bunch of shares. So you have a lot of hands being traded. But the fact is, you also have spreads, and spreads is the difference between the bid and the ask. So sometimes it could be like, I wish the market's not open so we don't see anything here, but it would be like the bid could be at 0.0019 and the ask could be at 0.0023. Even though it's a small difference, when you go to buy, if you wanted to buy at the ask and then wanted to go sell, you would actually be losing money the minute you purchase. So that is kind of the issue there. So that's where you lose that edge. But a lot of even some good day traders have even said how they use the fact that there's really kind of unsophisticated investors in these markets to get their advantage. And is that true? Yes. But that's where you guys got to understand that other factors, even down to the CEOs of these companies, how they could limit you, and the uncertainty. There's a lack of reporting standards. So these are reasons why I don't do it. But I have done it before, and that's why I'm telling you guys. A lot of people think I don't know much, but no, I've actually made money in this industry. But it really comes once in a lifetime. Not once in a lifetime, but few and far between. The best way to describe it, and really what I'm encouraging you guys to notice, is that this goes into industries. It's more of an industry type thing is what I was going after. I didn't care if it was labeled a penny stock. I'm going after the industry. A good example of this, it even hit penny stocks, even a lot of stocks on the NASDAQ, is the fact of it was the industry of 3D printing. When people get hyped on industries, the stocks go up. You got a bunch of money pouring in, and that's what drives it and hypes up these investors and hypes up these industries. So that's where I'm trying to give you guys that heads up, and also let you know, hey, it's not really about, don't focus too much on, I'm only going to trade penny stocks. I'm not going to trade penny stocks, but focus on finding the industries, finding the bubbles and stuff like that. And at the same time, if you do find opportunities with distressed companies, distressed properties, but you have to know what factors are against you to really, to know your margin of risk, and what you can take, and where you lose money and where you make money, and what would need to happen for that, eliminate the hope and all that stuff. So hopefully that makes sense. I'll answer more questions on it if you guys have them. So hit me up with those. And now I'll even tell you guys a little bit about a penny stock. I actually bought some shares in this, and now I'll tell you, I bought 50 shares of this. Why? I treated it like an option. I could buy 50 shares at $1.50. It cost me like $8 or $80. That's how much I'll spend on an option. The best part is I'll own the share. But you'll notice this company IPO'd on the NASDAQ in 2015 at $8. They went to $12, had another shelf offering, sold more, but they eventually came down. And now what happened is that they traded below $1 for such a long time, or below $5 for such a long time, that the NASDAQ gave them a notice that they would be getting delisted. So now they have to stay above $1, or like $1. I think it's like $1.10 for 10 days in a row to not lose their status. So that's why this one. And now why I also like it is because they're also doing a phase 3. So for my disclosure, I will tell you guys, I own 50 shares. That's it. Nobody I know or associates has it. I think some brothers in the TTF got it. I'm not too sure how many, but I plan to, if they do get approval, I plan to hold it and probably sell it, maybe cut some thereafter, or even hold it to see how they develop into. Because if they get FDA approval, we've seen many. I forgot which one it was. It was only a couple months ago, but that's what could revive some of these stocks. But now, why I like this one as a penny stock and why I wouldn't be opposed to playing it, again, the industry. It's pharmaceutical. They have phase 3. They IPO'd only a couple years ago. So the fact that it's a brand new company, it IPO'd on the NASDAQ, it has a good history, despite the price action being god awful and people, their trials not going so well. The thing I like about it is that there was only 2 years for this thing to get polluted by toxic investors. It's not as if the CEO actually had to go to NASDAQ. They're still, to this day, they have to follow NASDAQ requirements, so they're reporting. It's not 30 days delayed like a penny stock. So that's why I like it. And it's just, they haven't had enough history for dilution to occur. Can it still occur? Of course. But again, then again, you even see I'm only putting in $50 or $80, and now it's like, oh, what kind of return will that get you? I don't care. Even if the thing is, it's more one of my riskier plays, but it still has the opportunity to go up in the sense that even if it goes back to $5, $12, I'm still making a couple hundred, couple thousand. This isn't the one, and that's what you guys got to realize when you're playing with these sketchy type of companies. These companies, pretty much, this company's on the borderline of failure. Do I think it's a good company? No. Do I think there's a decent opportunity? Yes, but not more decent enough for me to put more than $100 in. So that's where you guys got to kind of put that into perspective. So hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully you guys see this. I would not encourage you guys to go buy this and say, okay, again, that's where you guys got to do your research and just think, oh, well, there's an opportunity. And even if you are, remember, I put $80 into this. So if you're going to put anything more, I'd be careful. That's where you get greedy, and that's where the emotional aspect of trading comes in. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And yeah, so I'll leave it there. You guys got comments below. Let me know. I'll answer penny stock questions. I don't care. As long as you guys are open-minded enough to see the aspect of where I'm getting at of treating your investments responsibly. That's all I ask for. It's, I know how to read filings. I know how to do, fundamental analysis. It sucks because it doesn't really apply on a lot of these penny stocks that don't make money, but you could still learn some stuff. And you guys just got to be smarter than the next guy. That's really what it comes down to. If you want to dabble in this world, by all means, go ahead. Is it dangerous? Yes. I just encourage you not to do anything illegal, shady. Do not participate in pumping the stocks. Don't do any of that shit, but just be smarter. That's it. There is money to be made, but do not be blinded and focused on the money, because that can end up hurting you guys. So I'll leave you guys with that. Stay in school. Now you could like the video. Peace.